Look at what I have behind me today, a brand new 2021 Ram 1500 TRX, the most powerful, most extreme pickup truck ever created. Now, recently, Ford tried to up Ram by introducing a brand new Raptor, but they didn't really tell you much about it. Especially what people want to know is that engine going to be upgraded to a V8? Is it still going to be using a EcoBoost V6? There was no powers, no details about the powertrain. But we know for certain that this TRX is powered by a 6.2 liter Hemi supercharged, producing 700 horsepower and about 650 pound-feet of torque. So in this first look, I'm going to show you around, show you this brand new TRX, show you the outside, the inside. Go for a little spin because as you can see, there's a lot of snow outside. It is extremely cold, so I'm going to see if I can do some nice donuts with this TRX. All right, let's get started. All right, so starting from the front end, you can see this TRX looks like no other Ram 1500 out there. Very, very aggressive, bold, huge, wide, tall. I mean, it just looks very, very different in a much better way, in a much better sense. Basically, if you see this, you want to just get out of its way, right? First of all, it's much wider than a Ram 1500. It's about 8 inches wider overall. And you can see over here, the wheel fenders stick out quite a bit on both sides, right? And that is due to the tires and the wider track and the more aggressive tires, right? So 4 inches on both sides. And of course you can see those meaty tires. You can't miss them, 35-inch tire. So let me get to that in a little bit. But moving back up front, you do see a hood scoop up here. Very, very pronounced hood scoop. You have some vents on side. Of course, you see that badging, 6.2 liter supercharged. Yes, 700 horsepower under the hood. And man, this is a complete look. And I didn't notice this before. You can see the headlights kind of slope in, right? And then there's some air vents over here that goes into the fender and out the rear, right? Again, because the fender sticks out so wide, that's why they're able to do this. Now, I do apologize. It is very dirty, and that's because you can see there's snow and salt everywhere. It's like 16 degrees out. Actually colder, probably 15 degrees, 14 degrees right now, so all the car washes are closed. That's a proper looking truck, right? Obviously, you have these giant Goodyear Wrangler 35-inch tires. They could pretty much go anywhere, right? Obviously specific to the TRX. You have these rock rails, so they protect the underframe, and plus you could step on them if you wanted to, but they're kind of tucked away over here, right? So they do actually complete the look. And here you could see the special TRX Bilstein dampers in the back and in the rear. They self-adjust, they are adaptive, so depends on where you're going. On mud, sand, snow, gravel, it will adjust automatically for you. And by the way, this TRX is 3 inches taller off the ground. So there's additional 3 inches of ground clearance, close to 12 inches, and the travel front and rear, about 12 to 13 inches overall. So you have a lot of ground clearance and a lot of travel, both front and rear. Now moving to the back, you have these massive, I think 4-inch exhaust tips on both sides, right? You have a dampened tailgate inside, composite metal everywhere, and of course you have a spare tire that pretty much takes up half of your bed. So it does look cool, but you lose a lot of functionality and utility because the bed is pretty much reserved for just a spare tire, and that's it. All right. All right, inside the second row, plenty of space, right? And all the functionality, utility of a Ram 1500 is still here. All right, let me show you some stuff up here. All right, push button to start, obviously. Look at that, TRX. Now, a lot of things that's special about the TRX. First of all, the gauge cluster does say TRX on there. This little screen here, very, very, very responsive and also very clear, as you saw from the graphics, right? Now, looking at the steering wheel, you have some huge paddle shifters on both sides. They're actually split. The reason why they're split, because there's controls in the back for your volume and other things. So they're actually split. There's a set on the top and a set on the bottom, which is really, really unique. Normally it's one big piece, but it's not. So take a look. It's actually separated between the two. Very unique setup. Now, this is also specific to the TRX. You have a ton of driving modes and also launch control. Yes, you actually have a dedicated launch control. I believe this is the very first one in a production pickup truck. But yeah, you do have a launch control inside this beast of a truck. And then you have a lot of driving modes. So here it is. So you have auto, and then you have snow, tow, sport, and every single one will adjust certain things. For example, your transmission, paddle shifter, stability, suspension, you know, very different between snow, tow, you know, here's Baja, right? Baja mode, rock crawling, mud and sand, and custom. So all very, very, very different. And of course, you can just set in auto and forget about it. And of course, this is utilizing that giant 12.3 inch screen that is mounted in a vertical setup, right? So this, obviously, there's a lot of functionality in here. There's also performance and race options. Those are all specific for the TRX, right? But everything else about this infotainment screen, this Uconnect screen, is pretty much the same, and it works pretty good. And of course, over here, you still have your four-wheel drive auto, right? So you don't have to really worry about it. You have the rear locker over here, and then you can adjust four-wheel drive low, four-wheel drive high. Just depends on what you're looking to do. All right, so this is under the hood. You have a big cover that's covering up this supercharged 6.2 liter TRX right on top, and you can see the hood scoops on top actually does flow in, right? So that is actually functional. It's not just for show. And underneath, oh yeah, that's the good stuff. Pushing 700 horsepower and 650 pound-feet of torque. And this TRX can do 0 to 60 in 4.5 seconds. All right, I'm on the road. Yeah, this is a huge and wide truck. I've tested many trucks before, but none of them are as wide as this. I feel like the lines can't accommodate this TRX. It is enormous, but you feel like a king. You feel like you can just run over anyone on the road. And you probably could, but you would go to jail afterwards. But you definitely feel like you're commander of the road. You're the king and you're above everyone. So I found a random parking lot that's still covered in snow, and I was here earlier today. And you know what? I'm just gonna do some playful donuts and just tackle some snow, because I know this TRX can handle it, and there is a snow mode dedicated for this. So I'm just gonna give it a try and let you guys enjoy. All right, turning my locker on. Nope. Oh. Yes, more gas, that's all you need. That's why you need all that power. If you get stuck, turn on the locker and just give it a little more gas. That's all you need. All right, that's it for my first look at this brand new 2021 Ram 1500 TRX. If you're interested in learning more, make sure you hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so you don't miss out on my full review video that should be coming in the near future. All right, until next time, but while you're waiting, check out these other videos.